A young girl was just trying to walk home after leaving her school, but she never got home. Hello, true crimerers. This is the case of Ilene Beth Misheloff. Viewer discretion is advised. Ilene Misheloff was born on March 12, 1975, and she lived with her family in Dublin, California. Dublin, I guess, is in the Northern California area. I am originally from Southern California, and I lived there for 18 years and never knew Dublin, California existed. Ilene was described as an excellent student in school, always got good grades, and she had a passion for ice skating, and she was very, very good at it. She also was someone who aspired to help people, even at a young age. I mean, at the time of this case, she's 13 years old. But she always dreamt of when she grew up, she was going to become a pediatrician or something in the health environment because she just wanted to help people and make a difference. At the time of this case, she attended Wells Intermediate School in Dublin. The date was January 30th, 1989. Ilene was in gym class when she was excused from class. This was because I guess she had some prearrangement because she had ice skating practice later that afternoon. Because her parents were at work, Ilene was going to basically walk home first, and then she would go to her ice skating practice, and one of her coaches, like always, was going to pick her up. It was about a 2-mile walk. She left the school at approximately 2:30 p.m. that day. At around 3 p.m., many witnesses saw her walking around Amador Valley Boulevard. And this was near Village Parkway and right by the Shamrock Village Shopping Center. She was also seen by witnesses cutting through an alley, I guess, near that shopping center. And later on, when parents heard this, they thought to themselves, okay, Ilene was doing that to take a shortcut home. And this is something she did all the time. Then they believe that she went through Martin Canyon Creek, which would have brought her to a local park. That park was the Mape Memorial Park. Pretty large little park with a playground and, plenty of openness. The park would be right next to Nielsen Elementary School, which would have been just a block away from where she lived. When her mom, Maddie, got home that afternoon, she expected to see Ilene at the house because she knew Ilene would be there in order to wait for her coach to pick her up. But when Maddie got there, Ilene wasn't at the house. So she thought to herself, maybe the coach picked her up early, or maybe instead she just walked all the way to practice. So her mom would then drive to the ice skating rink where the practice was being held. When she arrived and she spoke to the coach and the other players there, Ilene wasn't there. The coach said Ilene had never been there that day. And when the coach went by her house to pick her up, Ilene wasn't there. The coach said he got to the Misheloff house sometime a little after 3:30 p.m., which was the predetermined time to pick her up, but she never answered the door. She never came out. So he had to leave and go to the ice skating rink. And by the way, just in case anyone was wondering, this coach was seen at the ice skating rink literally just minutes later. So at the ice skating rink, Ilene's mom then calls the house. Maybe Ilene got there late. Who knows? Maybe she's now at the house. She calls, but Ilene isn't there. Maddie, Ilene's mom, then contacts Mike, who is Ilene's dad, and he hasn't seen or heard from her either, so the two of them go to police and report their daughter missing. So Ilene's family, the police, and the community band together, and they begin a very large search for Ilene. They look everywhere. They look in all of the wooded areas. They look in all of the alleys. They look everywhere they can possibly think a person would be. Never found her. However, they did find some evidence near Mape Park, and that's how they knew that Ilene had at least gotten to Mape Park. What they found there was Ilene's keychain. It was a distinctive keychain, I guess. I don't have a photo of it, unfortunately. but it was just at the entrance to the park. A couple of weeks would go by. They then find her backpack, and this is now in, I guess, a creek. What's odd about that is that this creek bed had already been searched in the weeks prior, and including the day she went missing, and they never found anything. This was a dry creek bed at this point, and they never found a backpack. They never found anything belonging to Ilene. But this day, just a couple of weeks after she goes missing, now something is there. So the theory is that whoever may have taken her likely went back there days or weeks later and placed the backpack there. I believe they thoroughly searched the backpack and the keychain for any kind of trace evidence like fingerprints, hairs, anything like that, and they didn't come up with anything. So police at this point, they do believe that Ilene was kidnapped and very likely murdered. In terms of suspects, they did investigate the coaches. That's how they came up. They found the alibi that the coach could not have possibly have taken her and done anything to her just because of the timeline. There's just no way he would have been able to do anything. They investigated, obviously, the family, people at school, and they came up with nobody. They did have a suspect at one point named Timothy Binder. He was also suspected in the kidnappings or disappearance of a young girl named Amanda Campbell, another young girl named Amber Swartz Garcia, and Michaela Garrix. Why he was considered a suspect in all of those, I'm not 100% positive. I do know that he actually sued one of the cities that one of those girls went missing from for defamation, and he won. And he's always maintained his innocence. A couple of days after Ilene went missing, another man who isn't named was arrested trying to kidnap another young girl, but apparently police were able to alibi him and rule him out of being involved in Ilene's disappearance. Another suspect was a man named James DeVeggio. He had later on been convicted of kidnapping, sexual assault, and murder of a young woman named Vanessa Leigh Sampson. He was sentenced to death for that, where he's still awaiting his execution. But he lived just a couple of miles away from where Ilene disappeared. He had also previously been arrested for other attempted kidnappings and kidnapping, and he kind of served, I guess, a brief amount of times for those, but apparently they never had any evidence to conclude that he had any involvement in Ilene's disappearance. So this case literally just went cold and unsolved. In 2009, when J.C. Dugard was found alive after her kidnapping and disappearance for many years, police looked into the couple who abducted her, Philip and Nancy Garrido. Allegedly, when Ilene disappeared, there was a vehicle spotted in the area at the time that Ilene disappeared. And apparently, Philip drove a car, and they lived in that area at the time, drove a car that was identical to the car that was seen near Ilene. So they were able to search their home for any evidence connecting to Ilene. They found absolutely nothing. There was no connection whatsoever. And apparently, according to direct witnesses, there was never anyone like Ilene at the house. In 2020, a man named David Mish was charged with the kidnapping of another young woman that I mentioned just a little bit ago, Michaela Garrix, who disappeared in Fremont, California. David Mish is suspected to be a serial killer. David Mish's palm print was later identified on the scooter that Michaela was riding the day she disappeared, and that's how they connected him to her case. David Mish also is suspected in the murder of two young women, and their names were Michelle Xavier and Jennifer Dewey. David is currently awaiting trial for those particular cases. Michaela's body has never been recovered. At the time of this video, Ilene Misheloff's body has never been found. David lived in the area and is suspected in Ilene's disappearance, but nothing has connected him to her case yet either. So police had a ton of suspects in Ilene's disappearance. None of them so far have actually panned out. Some of them have been ruled out. The most promising suspect they think is David Mish, considering they have confirmed evidence that he did kidnap and murder other people in that particular area. So he is the most promising one. However, he has never admitted to having any involvement in any of these cases. Like I said, police have no physical evidence to point him to Ilene's disappearance. If Ilene Misheloff is alive today, somehow, some way, she would be about 48 years old. This is an age progression photo of what she may look like today. However, unfortunately, the odds are that she is no longer with us and that she likely died the day that she was taken or sometime shortly afterwards. Likely taken by a predator, possibly a serial killer, a serial kidnapper. Unfortunately, it's not really known. But someone somewhere out there certainly knows the truth. Someone somewhere out there knows what happened to Ilene Misheloff. Ilene's mother unfortunately passed away after battling cancer, so she never got to find out what happened to her daughter. But she does have other family members still alive and still awaiting justice. And so if you have any information about the disappearance of Ilene Beth Misheloff, please contact the FBI field office in San Francisco. You can also send them an email, and you can do these things anonymously. You, if you have any information, can help this family get the closure they deserve. And maybe the family can even put Ilene to rest. But that is it for this case, True Crime Maroonies. I hope you found it interesting. As usual, if you have tripped, fallen, and stumbled your way into this video, hello, I'm Mike. I tell true crime stories. I tell 4 of them a week here on YouTube. I also tell 1 on Thursdays on Instagram, 1 on Facebook on Fridays, and then a few throughout the week over on TikTok. Please subscribe to me here, give this video a like. Check my link tree in the description below where you can find the links to my other socials if you want to follow those as well. Up to you. If you have a case you want me to cover, please email me. My email address is listed in the description below. Just email me the name of the person, where it happened, and when it happened, and then I can add it to my list. I choose my cases at random, so I can't tell you when I'll cover it, but I will cover it eventually. If you would like to support me in any way, we do sell merch. Yeah, we sell t-shirts, hoodies, a wine glass, and stuff like that. We do ship internationally all over the world. Yeah. So you can do so if you like in the link tree below. And if you have a Discord account and you want to join my Discord server, it's a very quiet, very chill Discord. It's not a busy one, which is the way I like it. But you can join it in the link tree below. Please be over the age of 18 or you're going to get the sweet boot to the butt out of there and gone foreversville. That may have been a bit aggressive, but it is what it is. But that's it for this video. True Crime Maroony Doony Dingleberries. Ew, I called you Dingleberries. I conjured that was a dingleberry. Your dingleberries. True crime a dingleberries. True crime a dingle. Do you know what a dingleberry is? Do you know what it is? Look it up. Google it. Maybe don't. Or do. I don't know. That's up to you. I can't tell you what to do. This is a horrible way to say goodbye. Oh, look at that. I have a phone call coming in. Ring, ring, ring. Okay, bye. Get out of here, please. I'm busy. Thank you, dingleberries. This is so fucking awkward. I don't know what to do. Okay. Oh, there's no one there to answer anything. Okay. Bye.